Hi, everyone. How are you, beautiful people? We are going to have class today. So I wanted to get on here and share with you how your mind works when it comes to manifesting, because I think it's really helpful to see a visual. I love drawing pictures when I work with my clients one-on-one or in my programs. I use my pretty board, and you can see my little ring light. So I like to draw pictures because I notice that really it helps people really get it. Like, I see the little faces of my clients and they're just like, right? Instead of someone just yakety yakety yak talking to you all the time, which I know we get a lot. And some people are really good auditory learners, and other people are need a visual to really solidify or get things. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to talk to you about how your mind works when it comes to manifesting. And I think it's so helpful because you're going to have a peace of mind of this is actually working. It's not just woo-woo stuff on manifesting that you're learning. And so I hope this works for you or many of you. But before we get started, if we haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you guys. And if you haven't gone over to Facebook, I have Wake the Hell Up Sleeping Beauty Facebook group. It's free. And so I have a lot of cool stuff. I'm open for email coaching, and I have a lot of self-paced courses that focus on you. And many of you, I'm so happy. Many of you are coming back to me and saying you're beginning to feel so different with the 8-hour meditation, that self-image makeover meditation that I did, because those really do work. Okay. There's thousands of coaches and YouTubers that have their own meditations and sleeping with this and sleeping with that and binaural beats. And there's so many things out there. Why not just go to sleep with something that makes you feel amazing? And I'm going to show you actually in this video why those sleep meditations are so effective and so powerful. Do you have to do those to manifest? No, you don't. But I'm going to explain to you why they're, one, effective, and two, how they just work in your favor in so many different ways. So let's get started. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see my board really quick. So I'm going to draw a picture of your head, okay? I know I have all these spotlights here, and sorry, I need the light though. So we have a picture of your head, okay? So we're going to say this is you, your little eyeballs, and you. Okay, you have a smile. So what you have here is we're going to call this your mind. We're going to call this your subconscious mind, okay? And your subconscious mind is huge. And Joseph Murphy talked a lot about the power of your subconscious mind. That's an amazing book. By the way, if you haven't read it, I love that book. Neville Goddard refers to this as God, your beautiful, wonderful, divine imagination, right? It's all the same thing, the powerful I am. They're just different ways of talking about it, but it's the same thing. All of these teachers, even ancient and current, they're talking about the same part of your mind, and that is your subconscious mind, which some people will call the universe, God, Allah, I am, whatever you want to call it. You can call it the kitty cat unicorn. I don't care. It's the same. It's the power. It's the one power. Okay. So what we have is the subconscious mind. This is how I explain this to my clients, that we all have all kinds of thoughts, beliefs, values, definitions. We have, and things that we've learned since we were little. Like we learn to define what good or bad means. We learn to define what a wife role or a husband role means. We learn to define what like cultural norms, like some cultures think that black cats are scary. And if one crosses in front of you, we learn all these old wives' tales, social norms. We learned that going outside at night is scary. We learn everything. We're not born with it. We learn it all, okay? So all the things that we learn, our values, what's important, that money's good or bad, or that family's more important than friends, or friends are more important than family, whatever. All the stuff that you've learned since you were little, most of it gets solidified by the time you're between ages 5 and 7, okay? And this is what many people talk about, core beliefs. So those beliefs, I call this part of our brain your backup hard drive, because I know that if you have a computer, you have an external hard drive, right? You have a backup hard drive. Well, that's what this is. This is your backup hard drive, okay? Where it's all stored. You know it's there. You don't have to keep checking to see if it's there. You already know it's there. It's backed up. You don't even have to look at it. You don't have to remember that you have it, because once you put it in, it's in. It's done. So if you're familiar with a backup hard drive or any kind of hard drive, you know that you have to go in there and manually remove something before it's gone. Otherwise, it's going to stay there, because that's the point of it. But here's what the other part of it, okay? That's our subconscious, but what we also have right here, this little thing, some people refer to that as that 5% in the psychology world. They refer to this as this is about 5% of your mind, meaning 95% of your thoughts you're not even consciously aware of. They're just in there spinning, backed up. And this little tiny part is when you're awake. All right, so this is your conscious awareness, meaning right now you're aware of me speaking to you, you're watching this channel, you're watching this video. You might be aware of sounds in your house or sounds outside, of smells. You might see things, hear things, you're touching something, maybe you're touching your phone. You're aware. All of that is right in here in this little tiny spot, right? Your awareness, okay? This is the awareness. Now, the other purpose of awareness, why do we have that? Because that is where we get to experience all of our emotions. This is where all of our thoughts come from. So when you're awake, this gets activated. The awareness gets activated because you're awake. All right. So then you start feeling, experiencing senses and all of those kind of things, right? However, this, when you're awake, is also a doorkeeper. I call it the bouncer, right? It's your little bodyguard. It's the bouncer to the nightclub going on, because the party's all up in here, okay? This is free flow. There's no limits. No one's telling you no. This is yes, 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 yes. Anything in your backup hard drive in your subconscious is yes, yes, let's do it. Yes, yes. And then when you awake, your consciousness, right? Your awareness is like, I don't know if you should think that. That might be not good. That might be too dangerous. What if you get hurt or your feelings get hurt or something happens to you? I don't know if we should let that new thought into the subconscious, because back here it's a party and subconscious says yes to everything. So I got to make sure you're okay and that you don't hurt yourself or you don't die. All right, this part right here, the awareness, you being aware, is the bodyguard. It's the doorman to the subconscious. It's not going to just let any new thoughts come in or new ideas or new beliefs or new stories. And that includes manifesting and all the new stories. And when people say, is it possible? That's the awareness activated, questioning, doubting. It's like looking for more answers, looking for proof, looking for validation, trying to make sure, double sure, triple sure, asking other people if anybody's ever done it. That's your awareness, really afraid of you doing something harmful, and it doesn't know if it should let it into your subconscious. So this right here is a thing that gets in the way, and that is all day long when you're awake. Now, why I love any sleep meditation is because guess what? When your body goes to sleep, this goes to sleep. Your awareness goes to sleep. So you're not thinking, you're not feeling, you're not moving around, you're not doing stuff. And guess what? This is a wide open door now for anything that you hear. It goes straight into your subconscious mind. So there's no bouncer, there's no doorman, there's nothing, and no one telling it to not go in there. There's nothing going, oh my God, we can't believe that, but that's not true. I don't have any evidence of that. No, it goes straight asleep because you are asleep. You're like, ding. And so when you hear a track, right, like the meditation, you're hearing, I am chosen, right? Let's say, for example, right, this goes right in. Think. It goes in because no, there's no bodyguard, no doorman telling, no, you can't come in because we're not familiar with you. We don't believe you. We have no evidence of this stuff. So it goes right into your subconscious mind. Now, the more that you listen to this stuff, the more that you tell yourself these things, right? That's why we're humans, and humans are habitual. And for everything, new workouts, new way of eating, learning a new language, everything has to be done. Think about it. If you want to learn something new, learn a new language, I'm riding horses, right? Today I went to ride and I'm like, no, I'm like, even when I get a little scared, like I feel wobbly, the more that I keep going, the more habitual this becomes and the more normal this is. And then I get more comfortable. And then when I'm comfortable, yes, then it becomes easy. Well, this is no different than manifesting, right? But why did I want to share this with you? Because this is so important. When you're awake and you're questioning everything, remember the little doorman, he wakes up or she wakes up and she's like, no, you can't come in. I need to see some ID. I need to see some proof that you actually are real and then you're not going to hurt Rose. I need to know that for sure without a doubt, blah, 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 right? Why? Because in your backup hard drive, you have a ton of beliefs that are telling you the opposite. No, you don't. This is not possible. You can't manifest anything. You can't have this. This is not true. You don't see yourself as worthy. You don't see yourself as desirable. You don't see yourself as sexy. You don't have any proof. Look at everybody around you is not telling you that. So don't believe that. We're not letting that in. So it is helpful for you to understand how your mind works. So when you're doubting, questioning, fearing, searching, seeking, that's your awareness, your little doorman trying to keep you safe from believing something that you don't have evidence of. Well, guess what? You don't need evidence. You don't need evidence to know that you're powerful. You don't need evidence that your desire is a promise. You don't even need it to manifest to prove to yourself. I like saying that to myself all the time. Like, I don't need you. I don't need that thing to manifest to know that I'm powerful. I'm powerful without it. I don't care. I get it. I get whatever I want, and I don't need that to manifest. I already know I'm powerful. Do I want that to manifest? Yes, but I do not need it to prove to me that I'm powerful. And that is me speaking to this little gatekeeper, the little bodyguard or doorman. That's me teaching it while I'm awake, okay? Teaching it, talking to it, reassuring that awareness part of me. And like, look, I know you're scaredy cat and I know you don't believe it. And I know you don't want me to really believe this because there's no proof. But I got you. I know what I'm doing. I'm powerful. And I know you're not used to this, but I'm going to make you used to it. I'm going to help you out. In the daytime, I'm going to remind you that I'm okay. I'm going to remind you who I am, that I'm powerful. We don't have to do this. We don't have to force it. We don't have to go control or change or do all of these things to make it so. No, we don't have to do any of that. All we have to do is believe in ourselves. And if I don't believe in myself, then I'm going to start telling myself I believe in myself because that's how powerful I am. And that's where something like listening to these things at night, because you're asleep and you're out of the way, is so helpful. So I hope that you guys found this. Helpful. And oh my God, I just saw your little notes here. I hope you guys found this helpful because to me, like I said, I love pictures and I love drawing things. And this is like one thing that I do with my clients and I show them how their subconscious mind works. And again, this is your powerful I am. This is the universe power within you, whatever you want to call it. And this is also when people say that we have like 70,000 thoughts a day. And up here, we'll say these are over 69,000 thoughts, and only about 5% of our thoughts we're aware of. Out of 70,000 thoughts a day, this is how in the psychology world, out of 70,000 thoughts a day, that we're only able to be aware, right, awake, alert to about 5% of those. So that's less than 1,000, or about what's 5%, whatever, like 1,000 thoughts a day, right? Or something like that. So we're not able to be aware of all the thoughts that we have in the back of hard drive. They're just there. They're not going anywhere. And what are those thoughts? Beliefs, definitions, values, perspectives, opinions, data that you've memorized, like all your arithmetic, like 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, right? All of that stuff is up here in your subconscious mind. What red looks like to you, what blue looks like to you, what pain feels like to you. Every single thing you can think of is backed up here in your subconscious mind. Now, you don't need to be aware of all of what is in your subconscious mind. It's not necessary. The only thing that I always suggest to anyone is if you see something in your life that is not desirable, or that's causing you grief, or you don't like it, or you notice that you're wanting to manifest something and it's not happening, right? This is what you want to do. You do want to check in with a belief. I must have some kind of belief inside of me in my backup hard drive that is stopping me from allowing myself to believe. So it's like, if I can't figure it out, this is totally a hack. That's why there's so many subliminals out there, is sleeping with something about my self-image. Like, I am worthy, I am chosen, I'm always getting what I want. It's easy for me to manifest. I am a lucky person. I'm always spoiled. I'm always chosen for everything. I get the job, I get the person, I get the car, I get the house. I'm the one that gets everything, because that's just replaying and replaying and replaying while you sleep. And you don't have to even be aware of it, because in fact, the less that you get in your way, the faster this gets in there on repeat, right? And I always say 30 days, because 21 days is for a lot of habits to form a habit. That's just a given. Everybody knows that, right? I always like to go a week over, like 30 days, because that's when I see really people are just like, yeah, they're really feeling it, right? And you will see a change. You will notice a difference. First, it's a difference you notice inside yourself. You feel different. And then you'll start seeing it reflected, because remember, the world is a mirror. Everyone is you pushed out. So you are only seeing, hearing, and experiencing things that reflect you. In other words, your beliefs, your assumptions, like Neville says, everything is a reflection of your assumptions. So if you see something undesirable, you change your assumption about it. And how do you change your assumption about it? You can visualize it, you can script it, or you can do like these sleep meditations. You can do scripting during the day too. It's a little much, you need a life, and you want to go live your life. You want to go have fun, right? You want to enjoy your world so that you can see, like today, for example, ever since COVID stuff released, I've been scheduling things for me to do, right? Because I'm like so excited that I get to go have fun now. I've been horseback riding. I've been taking a lot of different fitness classes and going to museums. I'm scheduling so many things for me to do because I'm so excited. And when I'm doing all these things, having fun, I'm not thinking about manifesting, but yet I manifest naturally. Like today, I was at the ranch going to ride horses, and I look down and there's money. There's a $5 bill wadded up in the grass, and I would have never seen it if I wasn't just there having fun. It was there right in front of me, because I believe that money comes to me easily. It just flows to me. I don't go hard looking for it. No, it always ends up in wherever I need to find it. I don't have to try hard. And there was a lot of people surrounding me, just walking around, la, 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 doing whatever. And I was the only one that saw the money on the ground. And of course, I just picked it up and stuck it in my boot. But my point is that I allow myself to have fun, and I go do things that are exciting to me and that bring me joy not because I want to manifest something, but because I want to live my life. I don't want to be talking about manifesting all day long, because I used to, and it was exhausting. And like everything that I talked about or read about or watched or studied was only about manifesting. So that's one of the things that I like about our Facebook group, is that we talk about recipes, cooking, beauty products, our pets. We talk about all kinds of things, and also with manifesting and changing our self-concept. So that's what the group has been about since I opened it, is about your self-concept. So let me take a peek really quick. Oh my God, I made your life finally. You're so funny. So I was literally having a whole manifestation conversation with my brother about LOA, and he starts asking me if I binged can fly, then why don't I? How come no one has manifested flying? If people, I don't know. Maybe you'll be the first one. I don't know. Everything's possible. What am I supposed to tell him? Believe they're God? You don't have to believe that you're God. Remember, like I described, people call it their subconscious. They call it God. They call it Allah. They call it the universe, the power, the energy, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to call it God. I refer to it as God, but that's my chosen description. But people call it different things, and they're all right. No one's wrong. So you don't have to call it. You can just go technical on him and say, this is your subconscious mind. Like this right here was a very technical description of how our mind works with manifesting. Notice I wasn't all in the spirituality and about how you have to, feel a certain way or get into sats. I didn't get into any of that Neville stuff in this video on purpose, because one, I'm a psychotherapist by trade, and that's my degree. And this is how I've taught people for years. Even before I learned about manifesting, I was teaching my clients this for over 13 years. I was drawing this little picture. So this is a scientific approach. You can teach them this way. It's like, hello, infinite corridors. Meditate every day for 10 years and you'll become aware of all your thoughts. Discipline, but it's worth it. You can't fly without an aircraft because there's yeah, I wouldn't try to force to teach anyone anything, because some people are ready and others are not, right? So when someone is ready to learn about manifesting, just like you are all drawn to content to learn about the law of attraction, law of assumption, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, Alan Watts. You've been drawn to these teachers because your divine self, your higher self has been seeking this. And we all are on some level, we're seeking this. And the way it looks for some people is different, like what's the meaning of life? Right. And I had this lady that did my pedicure a couple weeks ago, and I was walking in the nail salon, and I was so excited when I saw these really cool looking nail polish bottles that I've never seen before. And I was like, oh my God, these are so cute. I love the look of these little bottles. And she looked at me and started laughing. And I said, aren't they cute? They're cute, aren't they? And she said, you are so positive. She says, she's like, I'm your complete opposite. She said that she was a big pessimist and she doesn't see the light or the positive in anything. And I was like, oh, well, cool. I said, well, you getting me is not a coincidence. I said, let's have a chat. And we did. And she said, her biggest thing was, she says, what's the point of life? What's the point of even being alive? She's like, well, why are we even here? And I said, well, we're here to play. We're here to have whatever the heck we want. We're here to wake up, to see how powerful we are, and to create a life that we want, to see that we're not limited, to see that we're unstoppable, and we can have whatever we want. And all we have to do is learn how to get out of our own way. And so I left her with a couple of little tools, and she was just like blown away, right? So everybody is going to come. That was her way, right? Because she definitely was seeking, and her way of seeking was, what's the point of life, right? So we're all seeking to have these questions answered, but you can't force someone to wake up. Everybody's on their journey, and everybody's on the right path at the right timing. So we're not here to push and force anyone to believe something. And even if they might make fun of you, or you're like, well, then why don't you go fly? Or why don't you go do whatever? It's like, well, if you look at superhero movies, they fly. They're doing all kinds of cool stuff. Haven't you seen a sci-fi movie lately? They do all kinds of weird stuff that is like, excuse me, that's so cool. Right? I've been watching this new show on Netflix called Manifest. Has anybody watched it? Manifest, not in like manifesting, like what we're talking about, but manifest as in the manifest, which is the name list of the airplane, the passengers. That's the manifest. And it's about an airplane that left Jamaica, and it never made it. It made it to, it was supposed to go from Jamaica to New York, and it never landed. Then all of a sudden, and all those people at home in New York waiting for this flight to arrive, they were like, oh my God, the plane disappeared. So all these people thought that all these family and friends and people had died. But guess what? The plane lands. This is the beginning of the show, so I'm not spoiling it. So the plane lands 5 years later. So for the people on the plane, they thought that it was just a few hour flight. They didn't have any time lapse. But for the people in New York, these people had been missing for 5 years. So what explains these kind of things, and why are like producers and directors able to come up with these really cool topics and ideas for stories? Because if you can imagine it, it exists. That's a fact. So if you can imagine it, it exists on some realm or level. We have the ability to do so many things. People fly in lucid dreaming all the time. So nothing is impossible, right? It's just our mind that is limited in the way that we think because of this tiny little square, 5%. This is the part that people are questioning, doubting. They're like, well, if you can have anything, then give me $5 million right now. Right. That's this right here trying to prove. So that bodyguard or the doorman is going to limit you in how you think and how you see things. And it's the doubter, because it doesn't want you to fall for something, because it thinks you're going to hurt yourself, and you might end up doing harm to yourself if you believe in something that you are already not having any evidence of. So that's why I call it the doorman to the nightclub, because the nightclub's fun, right? Everybody's partying and dancing. And this is a yes, yes, yes. Because when you have this open, it's a straight shot in, and it's like, yes, yes, let's believe it. Yes, I'll have it. But that also includes undesirable things like negative thoughts, negative beliefs. It'll say yes to anything, right? So I personally don't fall asleep with television anymore, because I don't know what the hell's playing when I'm asleep. And my subconscious is just saying yes, yes to everything. So I'm not paranoid about it, but I only like exposing myself to things that are helpful and not harmful. So I'm always, selecting the best to give myself, selecting the best thoughts about other people. I constantly tell myself I intend to only see the best in other people. I trust other people, right? I intend to only give people the benefit of the doubt, because I want to constantly be projecting what I want to be receiving. So I love telling myself, and sometimes it's a challenge, okay? But I practice it anyway. I always practice it anyway, because sometimes I used to feel like people were going to screw me over, and I hated going to used car salesmen and all this kind of stuff. And because I was afraid of getting screwed over financially all the time. And it was just like this awful belief I had. So I would steer clear. And I just had this distrust when it came to money. And when I noticed that pattern in my life, I started changing. Like, no, I don't care. I trust everybody. I trust everyone has the best intentions for me. Everyone has my back. right? They're wanting to give me the best. I can trust. I believe in them. I believe in myself. I trust these people. I trust this process. So for me, it's like trust. It's the trust in myself and believing in myself. So I would love to know what you guys think of my drawing. I'm so fancy with drawing, right? And but again, yeah, this is what I do, and I've been teaching this stuff, this little drawing for God for years, and my clients love it. So I'll share more drawings if you guys give me a thumbs up and comment below that you like my drawings, and I will continue to draw. So I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.